The man who desired gold. Bansir, the chariot builder of Babylon, was thoroughly discouraged. From his seat upon the low walls surrounding his property, he gazed sadly at his simple home and the open workshop in which stood a partially completed chariot. His wife frequently appeared at the open door. Her furtive glances in his direction reminded him that the meal bag was almost empty and he should be at work finishing the chariot, hammering and hewing, polishing and painting, stretching out the leather over the wheel's rims, preparing it for delivery so he could collect from his wealthy customer. Nevertheless, his fat, muscular body sat stolidly upon the wall. His slow mind was struggling patiently with a problem for which he could find no answer. The hot, tropical sun, so tropical, of this valley of the Euphrates beat down upon him mercilessly. Beads of perspiration formed upon his brow and trickled down unnoticed to lose themselves in hairy jungle on his chest. Beyond his home towered the high terraced wall surrounding the king's palace. Nearby, cleaving the blue heavens, was the painted tower of the Temple of Bel. In the shadow of such grandeur was his simple home and many others far less neat and well cared of. Babylon was like this, a mixture of grandeur and squalor, of dazzling wealth and direst poverty, crowded together without plan or system within the protecting walls of the city. Behind him, he had cared to turn and look. The noisy chariots of the rich jostled and crowded aside the saddled tradesmen, as well as the barefooted beggars. Even the rich were forced to turn into the gutters to clear the way for the long lines of slave water carriers on the king's business, each bearing a heavy goat skin of water to be poured upon the hanging gardens. Bansir was too engrossed in his own problem to hear or heed the confused hubbub of the busy city. It was the unexpected twanging of the strings from a familiar lyre that aroused him from his reverie. He turned and looked into the sensitive, smiling face of his best friend, Kobe, the musician. "May the gods bless thee with great liberality, my good friend," began Kobe with an elaborate salute. "Yet it does appear they have already been so generous thou needest not to labor. I rejoice with thee in the good fortune. More, I would even share it with thee. Pray, from thy purse which must be bulging, else thou wouldn't be busy in your shop. Extract but 2 humble shekels and lend them to me, until after the noble men's feast this night. Thou wilt not miss them ere they are returned." "If I did have shekels," Bansir responded gloomily, "to no one could I lend them, not even to you, my best of friends, for they would be my fortune, my entire fortune. No one lends his entire fortune, not even to his best friend." "What?" exclaimed Kobe, with genuine surprise. "Thou hast not 1 shekel in thy purse, yet sit like a statue upon a wall? Why not complete that chariot? How else canst thou provide for the noble appetite? This not like thee, my friend. Where is thy endless energy? Doth something distress thee? Have the gods brought to thee troubles?" "A torment from the gods it must be," Bansir agreed. "It began with a dream, a senseless dream, in which I thought I was a man of means. From my belt hung a handsome purse, heavy with coins. There were shekels, which I cast with careless freedom to the beggars. There were pieces of silver, with which I did buy finery for my wife and whatever I did desire for myself. There were pieces of gold, which made me feel assured of the fortune and unafraid to spend the silver. A glorious feeling of contentment was within me. You would have known me for thy hard-working friend, nor wouldst have known my wife. So free from wrinkles was her face and shining with happiness. She was again the smiling maiden of our early married days. A pleasant dream indeed, commented Kobe. But why such pleasant feelings as it aroused turned thee into a glum statue upon the wall? Why, indeed? Because when I woke and remembered how empty was my purse, a feeling of rebellion swept over me. Let us talk it over together, for as the sailors do say, we ride in the same boat. We too. As youngsters, we went together to the priests to learn wisdom. As young men, we shared each other's pleasures. As grown men, we have always been close friends. We have been contented subjects of our kind. We have been satisfied to work long hours and spend our earnings freely. We have earned much coin in the years that have passed, yet to know the joys that come from the wealth. We must dream about them. Are we more than dumb sheep? We live in the richest city in all the world. The travelers do say none equals it in wealth. About us is much display of wealth, but of it we ourselves have not. After half a lifetime of hard labor, thou, my best of friends, hasn't an empty purse and sayest to me, may I borrow such a trifle as 2 shekels until after the noble men's feast this night? Then what do I reply? Do I say, here is my purse, its contents will I gladly share? No, I admit that my purse is as empty as thine. What is the matter? Why cannot we acquire silver and gold? More than enough for food and robes? Consider also our sons, Bansir continued. Are they not 17, following in the footsteps of their fathers? Need they and their families and their sons families live all their lives in the midst of such treasures of gold? And yet, like us, be content to banquet upon sour goat's milk and porridge? Never, in all the years of our friendship, didst thou talk like this before, Bansir. Kobi was puzzled. Never in all those years did I think like this before. From early dawn until darkness stopped me,